Hey, what's up? This is Father Moo. I like doing these little intro talks at the beginning of the vids before I cut to the synth. And in fact, what I'm doing is, even though this appears at the beginning of the video, I actually shoot it after I shoot my synth content so that I remember what I just did and I can maybe highlight some key points. So today I'm going to talk about the ARCANE FM drum synth from Spherical Sound Society. I found this instrument very strange when I first got it, and in fact I still do. It's called a drum machine, and it's based on one of those old Yamaha FM chips that are very cool and trendy these days if you like this kind of thing. But it's one of the most unpredictable drum machines I've ever used. It has 3 buttons and 6 knobs, but one of the buttons is for reset and the other 2 have no function, at least not with the firmware I'm currently running, and I haven't updated mine since I got it. I will also say this drum machine only cost me $60 US on Tindy or Etsy. I can't remember which one I got it from, but that's a very good price. That said, this drum machine, as I said, is very odd. It's very noisy. At first I thought it might be the power source I was using, but the power I have now plugs into another device from the same company, the Glitchy Mark II, and that's nowhere near as noisy as this. You'll hear it for yourself. So basically, there's 6 knobs. The top left knob is for the tempo. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it can't go very slow, so the minimum tempo is probably, I'm guessing, around 80 or 90 BPM, and if you turn it farther to the left after you reach that point, it just stops functioning as if it has a click at all. It'll just stop playing except for the noisy bits. And if you turn it up, it'll go faster. Okay, that's not rocket science. The other 5 knobs, they're explained if you go to the link on their shop, but in reality I think you'll see they interact with each other in very odd ways, and really all I can do with this synth is power it on, plug it in, turn the tempo to where it starts making a beat. I tend to use the slowest part of the tempo so I can hear what it's doing, and then experiment with the other 5 knobs until you find something you find interesting. I would never be able to take this to like a jam, not just because of the noise floor, but because you can never get it to do anything repeatable that you want. It's just pure luck. But for the kind of stuff I do where I just improvise it with hardware gear, it's fine for that. Like, you could set it up so it's making a beat, and then you could switch to a keyboard and play, and then you could adjust the knobs and get a new beat and play some more. But you know, beyond that, it's, well, as I said, it's very cheap and it's very weird. If that's what you're looking for, this is a useful investment. Yeah, I also have the Glitchy Mark II, which is a byte beat synth, a chiptune synth that makes more notes and less drum sounds. And I also have the Fluorine, which is like an expansion of it with more settings and more knobs, and you can control it better. So they're both great at what they do. They're noisy, but they don't have permanent weird background noise. In fact, the key points in this video are really just, if you see me take my fingers away from the knob, to all the knobs, to hear what it's doing, that means I found something I think is interesting. And one of those points is definitely, there's percussive sound, there's a few hits that almost could be bass notes in whatever key, I have no idea. And then there's other ones where it just hits a really weird digital sound, a noisy sound. I can't call it a cymbal. It's long and sustained, but it's more like just fuzzy glitch junk. But I like it. I love it, in fact. A quirky device, but that's often what I'm looking for. So yeah, by the way, I should also mention the only effects added on this are a little bit of reverb in my recording device. And yeah, here we go. ARCANE FM drum synth from Spherical Sound Society. This is the Ops, this is Father Moo, this is Nasty Canasta signing off.